Hi Aquarius, welcome to your mid-month check-in for January 2024. Thank you as always to everyone who watches, likes, shares, comments on the video, subscribes to the channel. If you want a personal reading, see the info in the description box. So if you're familiar with the channel or you follow it, you might have noticed some changes to the sort of schedule of how I put the readings out, how I put the videos out. I've just had to adapt things a bit to get a good balance for me in terms of doing the readings and everything else I need to get done in life. So that's why there've been some changes. But let's get into your reading. These are the oracle decks I'm going to be using for the reading today. We're going to start off with a message from African Goddess Rising, and the messages as usual are for Aquarius, Sun, Moon and Rising as well. So what does Aquarius, or do Aquarians, Sun, Moon and Rising need to know for the mid-month check-in for January 2024? Right, what do we need to know for Aquarius, Sun, Moon and Rising? I love how that just flew out. We have Ma'at, giving and receiving. You might be trying to get a better balance in how you give and receive as well, actually. And right, Ma'at. Right, so number 10, it's a 10 card. We are in Capricorn season at present, which is it's the 10th zodiac sign, the 10th astrological sign. Ma'at is associated with it can be connected to like justice and Libra energy as well, actually. But there is something about balance here too with that. And 10, I don't know, thinking about the number 10 as well, 10 is quite a balanced number. Okay, I don't know why that's important, but anyway. Actually, October's the 10th month of the year. I don't know why the 10 is important. 10 might be very important. Sorry, I can see that's blurred. The number 10 might be really important for someone. I'm not sure why, but it's standing out to me. Yeah, as I said, Capricorn is the 10th sign in the zodiac, and then Ma'at being connected to Libra, October, which is Libra season happens mainly in October. I think it's mainly or partly, well, mainly in October, isn't it? And it's the 10th month of the year. But anyway, right, I'll move on. So let's get your tarot cards out and see what happens. So what else does Aquarius need to know? What's your main theme for, I nearly said October then, January 2024. There might be something happening in October of this year, or you might have something planned, I'm not sure, but there's just something about that 10 that's sticking out, and I'm not that fussed with numbers, to be honest, for the majority of the time or most of the time, but it's sticking out. So main theme for Aquarius, we have the 7 of Cups. Any past energies that are relevant to this? You've got the Queen of Wands, the Death card, and just bear with me one moment, see if I can get this without ripping everything down. You have the Emperor. Okay, looking at that 7 of Cups, there's just something coming up here, just as an initial message. We'll see how it goes throughout the rest of the reading, about someone's dreams being really important. And I kind of feel like it could be both, like dreams as in desires, aspirations, and also, you know, unconscious dreams when you sleep as well. That could be really relevant for someone too, along with that number 10. Okay, let's look at the message from the book first of all and see what that says. So, right, 10, Ma'at, goddess of giving and receiving. She's Egyptian, she's air energy. It says Goddess Ma'at represents alignment, truth and balance. Her name means order, which is connected with the Empress in order. As her father, Egyptian sun god Ra, rose out of the chaos and put her in charge of divine justice. Ma'at's guidance says, reset your harmonic balance. You are out of alignment. The sacred scales command you to give and receive. If you receive without giving, you are selfish and out of alignment. If you give without receiving, you are stuck in martyrdom and out of alignment. The embodiment says giving and receiving is spiritual law and spell work. Give time, money, service, resources, and good vibes. If you are a generous giver, cultivate a practice of receiving. Receiving is a sacred feminine principle that makes many uncomfortable. Receive compliments, joy, support, pleasure, friendship, money, and love. They are all the same to spirit. And the goddess declaration says, I give easily and freely, I receive freely and easily. There's something, I'm not 100% sure yet without clarifying, but there's a really interesting vibe here for someone where, so it spoke about giving and receiving and selfishness and martyrdom. I think with the cards that are here, with the two, well, they're not court cards. She's a court card. The Emperor's obviously major arcana. But if we were going to talk about selfishness, I think the Queen of Wands would more, like in her lower vibration, she would be the one that she could be more on the selfish side. And then the Emperor, in terms of like responsibility, probably not so much martyrdom, but although actually he can, I suppose one of the vibrations of the Emperor is taking on too much responsibility, isn't it? Which that is martyrdom. So I guess, yeah, he could be martyrdom in the sense of taking on too much responsibility. You've got death in between those energies, where something's changing, where I'm not saying someone was selfish necessarily, but there's just something here where there might be a change in levels of responsibility in some way, shape or form, or a balance, needing to balance the two out of kind of doing your own thing and focusing on your own thing and responsibility. But let's clarify, because yeah, it's a bit of a funny one. So let's see what comes up here. Let's look at the Seven of Cups first of all. I mean, both the Queen of Wands and the Emperor can be leadership type energies as well. And obviously the Emperor is like, he ranks higher than the Queen of Wands in terms of that leadership energy too, so that could be relevant here. So leveling up, I think I feel like I mentioned that in your monthly reading, possibly, although I've done a lot of reading, so you do forget what you've read. But there could be something here about leveling up, possibly in terms of some kind of responsibility or leadership or order. But let's look at that Seven of Cups and see what comes out for that. So what do we need to know about that Seven of Cups? We've got the Page of Cups. We've got the Ace of Cups. What else? You've got the Death card in reverse. I'm just going to get one more card after that Death card in reverse. Temperance, I mean, that's the harmony, isn't it? There is a need to get clear on something here where there is a change involved. Or a change needed, but there's just something that's not, it feels like something might not be clear. And I know that is very, very vague, but that's as much as I can say at this point. Let's look at that. Let's look at the Page of Cups. I mean, the moon, it's where things aren't clear, isn't it? So clarifying the Page of Cups. Let's just get one more after that. So it's almost like, you know, where I talked about dreams, didn't I? So the Page of Cups, they would be like the dreamer out of the pages. I mean, I know the Knight of Cups can be the dreamer as well, but in terms of pages, the Page of Cups is the dreamer. It's almost like having a feeling for something, but or a feeling that you want to do something or achieve something, but not being clear on what you need to do. Because the King of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles, they are both physical energies, practical, they're more practical. energies. So there's something, there's a bit of a lack of clarity. So, and I mean, pages, they are immature by nature. They're immature, not as a criticism. They're just immature because they are kids. It's like having it's like that initial feeling of wanting to do something or pursue something, but it's just a very early stage of it where you're just not sure necessarily how to go about it, how it's going to turn out. Everything's not clear. All the options aren't clear. So it's just, yeah, that it's vague energy. The vague energy is here. Let's look at the Ace of Swords. I mean, I feel like that is the need for clarity. That's too many. That's like 6 cards. Okay, try that again. So the Ace of Swords. It's almost like things can't change until there is, can't change fully until things are clearer. Ace of Swords. So we've got the Six of Cups, the Chariot. You know, the first thing that comes to mind with this is, oh God, you know that saying about you can't know where you're going until you know where you've been. But this almost feels like you may already know where you've been, and it's just a case of now deciding where you want to go. Okay, let's see what else comes out after that Chariot card. That one was there. Okay, just bear with me while I get this card that's fallen. You've got the Ten of Wands. Right, so Six of Cups, the Chariot, Ten of Wands, Knight of Cups. So we've obviously, you can see there's a burden there with the Ten of Wands. And I don't know if there is a burden that's kind of holding you back, like a literal burden, like maybe you've got too much stuff going on in life and that makes it hard for you to focus on what your next direction is going to be or what you want to do. Or if the burden itself is not being clear. It could be that the burden itself is not being clear, to be honest. But as I say, it's like almost holding a massive change back. Is kind of being held back or delayed, should I say, not necessarily completely held back, but delayed, because there's kind of things need to be a little bit clearer. Let me also have a look at that Temperance card. I mean, it's the harmony, isn't it? It's the balance, it's the giving, it's the receiving. Maybe that is is what needs to become clearer about what it is that's needed to create balance. Let's have a look. Temperance. Seven of Cups again. Nine of Pentacles. Ten of Cups and the Sun. I don't know why that nine of Pentacles, Ten of Cups and the Sun feels like a kind of energy of having it all. Not in a selfish, excessive kind of way. It's a weird, it's like a feeling I've got, but I don't even know if I'm putting it in the right way for it to make sense. But yeah, as I say, it's like a feeling of having it all, really. So with the Nine of Pentacles, it's like having your own sense of security, stability, your sanctuary, all of that, but then being able to being emotionally fulfilled as well, and sharing that with others too. And then the Sun, it's just an extra added dose of happiness, but it's also being very clear about things as well. Everything is clearing out in the open, and it's just feeling like there's something about that would be harmony, wouldn't it? For a lot of people in life, that would be harmony, to be stable, secure, etc. yourself, and to be able to share that happiness with others. For some people, that would be having it all. That would be the greatest level of harmony that for some people. And this, with the Seven of Cups, though, it's almost like not being clear and needing to become clearer on how to do that, how to achieve that. Right, I'm going to leave that there because I know I've spent a long time on that and I don't think we're any wiser on specifics. But I will say Seven of Cups overall, it's an energy of becoming clearer, needing to become clearer. especially if you have an ideal in your head of how you want your life to be. I think that's what it is. So let's look at that Queen of Wands. That is your past energy around this. So Queen of Wands as a past energy. Okay. We've got the Six of Swords, Queen of Cups, we've got the Magician, and we have the Two of Pentacles. I'm just going to clarify that Two of Pentacles on its own. Nine of Wands, the Devil, Five of Pentacles. No, that's too many. I kind of know where it's going, but I just want to get one more just to be sure. Yeah, okay, yeah, that clarifies it or confirms it. This Queen of Wands energy, it is a past energy. It's giving me an energy of making sure that you're doing what's right for you. I know that's a lot of cards to get just for that, but it is the balance. It's getting the balance back. So I did mention for someone, one of the things that can come up is if you're got too much stuff going on. If you were someone that had too much stuff going on, this past energy is where you're like, nope, not putting myself through that much, and sort of leaving the excess behind. And as I often say with the Queen of Cups, sort of honoring how you feel and conserving your energy so that you can be the Magician. The Two of Pentacles here, for me, that kind of represents any burdens or stresses, you know, negative energies, if you want to refer to it as that you've sort of left behind, so you can get yourself back into balance. And I think that's what this whole reading is probably about, is very much about balance, where you've got the ball rolling, and then it can be about recalibrating, balancing your life, and then taking that as you go forward as well, into whatever new plans you have. It might be about maintenance as well, but then so maintaining the balance. If you have been very good at keeping up the balance, or recognizing when things need to change to get things to be in balance, it might be maintenance, or it might be where you realize that you might be very good at maintaining balance, but sometimes things can just get thrown out of balance, and then you're like, right, I've got to rejig this, I've got to change things up again to get that balance back, and then being able to take that forward as well. Hopefully this is making some degree of sense. I know that it is vague, but yeah. So let's look at the Death card. As I said, in the present, that's massive change, and I said there was a need to get clearer. Clear on what needs to change can be a big thing here as well. So we've got the Death card. You may have already known what to leave behind, but now it's kind of, you've known what to let go of, but it's now knowing what you need to do or go towards to have that balance as well, if that makes any sense. So let's look at the Death card. Why is the Death card here for Aquarius, Sun, Moon and Rising? Okay, I like the fact, well, I don't like, but it's interesting that the Emperor is in the present energy in reverse, and then in the future the Empress upright. So there is something here that suggests to me that it's kind of that work in progress energy, isn't it? Especially with the Death card as well. It's like, I don't know if it's about power, but let's see what else comes up, and then we'll determine what the Emperor specifically, because it can be a few different things, can't it? Which it can be power, it can be leadership. You've got the Seven of Swords. I'm just trying to think if I turned that upside down, then it was a different way, but let's continue. I don't know why I get this thing about someone escaping responsibilities. So maybe there is more to let go for some. There could very well be something else that needs to be let go of, so that you can step more into this sense of leadership, power, sovereignty. It might just be about taking control of one particular situation in your life and needing to escape something to be able to have that power. Let's have a look at the Emperor in reverse first of all. Why is the Emperor in reverse here? I think it's about how you use your energy. There's something about how you use your energy that needs to change in order for you to be like, it's almost like having a full battery. There might be something that's been going on that's kind of been depleting your energy or taking too much of your attention, because the Eight of Pentacles can be about your focus and attention. So you haven't been able to be the Emperor upright. Let's look at the Seven of Swords. And as I say, that feels more like an escape plan. It doesn't feel like lies and deceit to me. It feels like an escape plan. The Hermit, it's an escape plan, because what's the Hermit about? It's about soul searching, figuring things out for yourself and being your own guiding light. Let's do one for the Knight of Pentacles as well. Okay, so yeah. So again, if you have been dealing with things and trying to recalibrate and regain balance, so that you having to remove energy from one place so that you can conserve the energy for something else. This Knight of Pentacles, that's where you kind of like, you're deciding choose what you want to commit to and give more of your energy to, and having to stand up for as you go forward. And this Seven of Wands almost feels like, you know, if you decided to make a big change in, like, say if you were someone who you devote a lot of time to your friends, like a lot of time, like you're always involved in stuff with them 24/7, you kind of, not say at their beck and call, but like if somebody texts you, you always reply to them, anything's going on, you're always there. And it's like, actually there's something else, like a project or something that I've been wanting to work on, but because I've devoted too much of my time, like you're not trying to completely cut them off, but you've devoted too much time to them, it's like I need to step back a bit so that I can focus on this other thing. And then it's almost like these wands down here, you've got what, 6 wands. It's almost like them coming to you and saying, oh no, but hang on, you need to come and join us to do this, and you need to be involved in that. And it's like having to kind of say, no, sorry, but back away, I've got other stuff that I need to get on with. It feels like that kind of energy. It's like being freed up, freeing yourself up to kind of balance whatever's going on in your life. 3 of Wands. I know it still sounds a little bit vague, but hopefully it makes sense. As I say, I think the key word here is balance. That's a big word. Yep. I mean, that's, I know it's not, I know this is 5 Wands and that's 6, but it's the same type of energy of freeing yourself up to focus on other things, on other projects. You know, it could be anything. And that's just one example. It doesn't have to be about friends. It could be anything that's kind of, that has been taking a little bit too much of your time and energy. It could even literally be work. Like say if you're someone who has a job where you work 70 hours a week, and it's like, no, that has to stop one way or another, whether it's that you go to your boss and you want a reduction in hours, or whether you leave that job altogether and get a completely different job so that it frees you up more. It's just that kind of energy of kind of stepping away from things that are just too much. So let's get one more for that 3 of Wands. And I'd say the 3 of Wands, it's being able to focus on your intentions, freeing yourself up to focus on your intentions, isn't it? We've got the 6 of Cups there. What's after that 6 of Cups? You've got the 4 of Wands. It just feels like time for something new. And I think I said at the beginning, didn't I, unless I'm losing the plot, something about, you know, where you've already been, and it's now about deciding where you want to go, and it's that energy again. You know the foundations you've already got, the bonds you've already built, and it's about exploring something, finding out about something new, finding out about something different, about how to do things differently potentially, or even just think differently, a different mindset even. So I'll leave that there. Hopefully the reading is becoming clearer. it feels, I know it's a general reading and it feels very general, like the only way I'll know what this is specifically is if someone tells me. So feel free in the comments if this really resonates, please tell me what it is, and then if you want to, you don't have to, so that it can make sense. Right, so Emperor energy, that is where your battery's charged, basically where your battery's charged, you're in full control, you don't have anything or anyone kind of restricting your time, your energy. It's just, yeah, you're in the lead. And the thing is, I'm looking at this giving and receiving card, and the one thing I'm thinking of in terms of, so if you're someone who gives a lot of your time and energy to people, it's like something that they can give you is space. Plain and simple, just give you the space, and you know, we talk about holding space for people and stuff like that. It's just something as simple as like if you have a best friend and they're like, oh, you know, I just need a week to myself to sort such and such out, or I need a week to deal with this particular project or something. It's giving them the grace and the patience, and not taking it to heart and having a strap over and be like, oh, okay, cool, I'll talk to you next week. Or, you know, you might check in with them in the week and just send them a text here and there and say, oh, I hope you're doing well, or how you doing. But like giving them the space and not putting any pressure on the person to guilt trip them or anything like that. I don't know why that's come to mind. That might be very relevant for someone. Or, you know, even if it was in a romantic relationship where it's all really full on and the partner expects you to be together 24/7 and everything revolves around the relationship, it's taking your I don't want to say control, because that's not exactly what I'm going for, but just balance, I guess. Having that balance back where you can be yourself, be your own person, do your own thing, alongside having that romantic relationship as well. And it goes both ways. It should be mutual, vice versa. So let's see what the Emperor, I've already said what the Emperor is about, but let's get a little bit more on that. Anything else for the Emperor? Okay, yeah, we will take it. I was mentally thinking, is that right? Yeah. For some people, it could be family responsibilities where you just literally at your family's beck and call, or one particular family member even, and it's just like, I just need a bit of space so I can actually live my life as well. Right, you've got the High Priestess and the Ten of Swords. I'm going to look at all of them. So let's do Six of Cups on its own. Or even if you were involved in a project, a particular project with a group of people, and they're just heavily, I love how the Six of Wands has come up with that, how they kind of heavily rely on you to kind of take the lead in everything, and they can't make a single move without your input. And it's like, hang on a minute, you're going to have to kind of, you got to think for yourselves a little bit and kind of give me space, because this isn't my entire life. I've got other stuff going on as well. But anyway, right, Six of Wands, Seven of Cups. Right, what else? Nine of Pentacles. So what I'm getting with the Six of Cups, it is almost the energy of potentially being looked up to by people, or looked to take responsibility a lot. But it feels like with the person's eyes closed in this Six of Wands, it's almost like everybody's kind of admiring this person and whatever, but they're in their own mind trying to figure things out for themselves. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting from this with that Six of Wands. And a feeling as well of being able to cut distractions out. So even if you do have people trying to pull at your attention, because the Six of Wands can be connected with attention, it's having, I kind of want to say boundary, but it's almost like, it's just in this particular card, it's almost like a mental boundary, you know, like if you were in an office full of people and chaos going on all around you, where you're just able to somehow mentally shut the noise out. And I'm incapable of this, by the way. I've worked in an office full of chaos and I can't concentrate. I have to like have that space and to myself. But for someone, you might be able to just tap into this thing where you can kind of just cut any distractions out and get on with things and just get into your own thoughts and figure things out. Let's get one more for that Six of Cups, because that is a weird thing to come up for that. I think it feels like with that Six of Cups, as I say, it's not letting the distractions interfere with whatever you're trying to achieve and whatever you need to do. I mean, as I said, it's not about cutting people out completely. Obviously, there is a balance involved there, but yeah. Not being distracted. I mean, the High Priestess as well, that is an energy of kind of, it's being in your own thoughts, isn't it? It's thinking for yourself, making your own plans, having your own sense of knowledge. And then with the Emperor there, is using that physically to take the lead, take control, put things into action. Okay, let's look at the High Priestess. I know we've got the Star there, we've got the Nine of Pentacles. I mean, for me, that's where you kind of would be sort of held back. A representation of being held back from certain things. But as I say, it feels like with that six of Wands being there, it's been able to cut all that out so you can focus on what you need to focus on. The Star feels like the focus. So we've got the High Priestess. God, that was a lot of cards. We have, right, Six of Pentacles. That is a card of balance. It is a card of giving and receiving. You also have the Ace of Pentacles on the ground as well. It feels like these two together, it's about balancing out your commitments. Obviously with the High Priestess, it's mentally. So I guess it looks like as a future energy, it will be figuring out the balance mentally. And as I say, there's something here about mentally being able to shut the distractions and noise out as well. Let's see what else comes up. So one more for the High Priestess, please. We've got the King of, I mean, that's another leadership type vibe. Okay, yeah, so it's still a similar energy overall of cutting out the distractions so that you can create a better sense of balance and focus where you want your attention to be and commit to the things that you want to commit to without being pulled in different directions. Let's look at that Ten of Swords. Try again. Yeah, that's just about cutting out anything, again, cutting out anything that depletes you. Making sure that you are very aware of how you're feeling, what you're thinking, what's going on with you, your body, even so that you don't end up depleted. Okay, I am going to leave that there. I know that was as I said, it felt quite vague, but I think it does make sense, and I still stand by what I said. It's the key word, it's balance, isn't it? Whether it's that you are already good at balancing and you're rebalancing things, maintaining it. It looks like more of a recalibration here in terms of balance. So let's get you a final message from the Witch's Kitchen Oracle. So final message for Aquarius, Sun, Moon and Rising. Final card of advice. What does Aquarius need to know? Ooh, okay. I will take that expulsion. And shall I take, I feel like taking one more because that did come out. I do trust it, but it came out a bit funny. So can we get one more for Aquarius, please? It's making me think of a purge with expulsion. Yeah, or expulsion, a purge, as I say, a purge of anything that is excessive and taking up any excess energy. Nope, that is too, well, there's a purge. I can tell you that, and the peace came out. Let's try that again. Let me just try and get you one more. Maybe I'm not meant to get you one more, but let's have a go. That was definitely an expulsion and a purge. That was the way those cards came out. Is there one more card for Aquarius, please? For Aquarius, Sun, Moon and Rising. Okay, yep, I like that. Purpose. I'm going to leave this one, Ambrosia, because that doesn't feel needed. But yeah, Patchouli, Purpose as well. So we'll put those there. And I'm going to read both of them. They are very short message, well, reasonably short messages. So Yarrow Expulsion, first of all. So it says, like this, Yarrow's guidance, put your boundaries in place and expel anything that is preventing you from being your magical best. I should have just read this. That would have been the whole message, wouldn't it? Richly endowed with spiritual properties, I've been preserved in temples and treated with reverence for my ability to influence the lifeblood and one's essence that is carried through the blood itself. As an amulet, I will protect against evil, for my power is capable of overcoming the forces of darkness. I will safeguard you from the toxic behavior of others. Keep in mind that I intensify the work of other herbs and increase their essential oil content. Do not be fooled by my pretty lace features, for I'll make you sweat to break a fever and have the power to ostracize congestion, bruises, arthritis, and measles. Plant me next to your threshold for me to deport fearsome spirits, eject any poisonous plants that infect your herb garden, and banish any other toxins that creep into your life. So for anyone who is into aromatherapy, herbs, witchy stuff, that stuff it said might be quite useful. You might want to listen to that again about the using it in the garden and using it as a herb. Let's look at patchouli. I absolutely loathe the smell of patchouli. I actually have studied aromatherapy. I've done courses in aromatherapy and I love aromatherapy, but I can't bear the smell of patchouli. I know that a lot of people like it, but I hate it. I think I like more citrusy things, so I love lime oil. That's one of my favourites. Lavender, I'm kind of like neutral towards lavender. I love, I do really like ylang ylang, and I like lotus oil as well, but it is hard to find a lotus oil that smells good. I know the very first time I bought it, I'm sure it was mouldy, to be honest. It smelled terrible. And then the second batch I got, it was, yeah, absolutely gorgeous. But anyway, feel free in the comments if you want to share your favourite aromatherapy oil scents, just for the hell of it, just for fun. Right, anyway, patchouli's guidance. Don't give up, even though you may feel that your life has no meaning or direction, for I am here to change your outlook and remind you that having a purpose enables you to live life to the full. So seize the day and embrace your ideas to achieve your goals, to reignite your passion. And I shall give you good reasons to get up in the mornings. Use me in meditation as I transport your mind to far-off magical places with just one sniff of my musky and exotic scent. My potency will evoke nostalgic memories for your soul to awaken and remind you of why you are here on this beautiful planet at this time. Anoint your doors and windows with oil as a magical defense or to repel negative influences, and use me in spells and rituals to attain the spiritual growth you've been seeking, as well as mastery of the self. So it's almost like it's saying the expulsion part is part one, and then you can get to the purpose part, because once you expel certain things, then it leaves space for things to become clearer and for you to have you can be clearer about what purpose feels like to you. But I will leave your message there. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to like, share, comment on the video, and subscribe to the channel. If you want a personal reading, see the info in the description box. But yeah, again, thanks for watching. Take care.